One of the most common mistakes that I see students make is that when I was in sixth form in university as well, we tend to compare ourselves, right, to other people's highlights, right? And in this video, I want to widen your perspective on why we do that, what we can do about it, and how we can make it a positive thing instead of a negative thing. Here's what I think. In reality, everyone is living their own lives in real time. We wake up, we brush our teeth, we get ready, we take a shower, we revise, we sleep, we do all those things, right? And we experience all those things, like we experience every second, every minute, every hour of us doing those things, and that's how we perceive like our reality. That's how we walk through life, right? But the problem with this, right, in general, right, is that we don't see how other people live their lives. Like, we don't see how people perceive their reality. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see how my friends wake up in the morning. I don't fully embrace and understand their challenges, their thoughts, until I ask them. So what does this mean? So therefore, while I'm living my own life, right, what I see with other people is just small like fragments of their lives during the day. Think about your friends, your course mates. You only see them in lectures, you only see them in assignments, you only see them maybe like a house party or in a club. It's only these small fragments in their lives that we see. That's where most of the miscommunication occurs, and I think that's where we fall into the trap of comparing our real-time process to these sort of small fragments or moments in time of other people's lives. Does that make sense? Like for example, right, here's a story that I can tell you, right? I had this course mate, who was, this guy would just looked like he knew everything. The lad was getting good grades, he came across as a person who knew his stuff, and that's what I saw in those small fragments. But what I don't see is the bigger picture, right? And that's what a lot of people tend to forget. Like, yes, it's nice to see other people's highlights, like they're getting good grades, but there's so many things that happens behind the scenes. For example, right, when I started to hang out with him, right, more, I wanted to learn from him, right, because I want to know my degree as well. I started to see like the not so sexy process of of the code not working, for example, or him not understanding a concept. And to me, I was like, yo, even the smart guy isn't getting this. So it reassured me that being confused is normal. It's okay to look like a fool when you're learning something new, and B, it just kind of like, it was more like a slap in the face. And like sometimes I procrastinate, and it made me realize like, yo, if I don't work as hard as him, or maybe like, if I don't like keep up with my own work, then I'm not going to pass my degree. So given that story, right, that I've just told you, here's what you can learn and my advice from that, okay? So the next time you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, right, pause for a moment and have empathy, okay? So the moment you start to realize, I don't know, so let's take it for like a second example. Maybe there's somebody in your class that's getting good grades, and you perceive them as somebody who just is naturally clever, all the rest of it, right? All right, pause for a moment and have empathy. Ask yourself, why is this guy getting the good grades? And you will be surprised, if you were to hang out with that person, you will see more of their real-time, what they're doing in real time, the work they do behind the scenes, the past papers that they do. And then over time you start to realize, oh, okay, like it's not, everything is not what it seems. Wizards of Waverly Place, that's a banger of a show. It's good to compare yourself to other people in the sense that it helps you snap back to reality. If you're like procrastinating, if you're maybe you're falling behind, and you just need that little bit of a kick, right? Like, who doesn't need that kick sometimes, right? And like having the appreciation that okay, if I'm, if I want to get similar results to this person, then maybe I need to put in more work, right? It's more being more self-aware that other people are living their own lives and you are living a completely different life to them. And I think there's this saying, I'm not sure who said this, but it was something along the lines of like, some artist was like, if everybody knew how much work that I put into something, then people will realize that what I'm doing isn't like that. I'm not actually clever. I'm just somebody who puts in the hard work. I can't remember that quote, but I think overall what I'm trying to say is, when you do find yourself comparing yourself to other people, don't put yourself down. Don't get too distracted in other people's results, like other people's just don't get distracted. Just try your best, and instead when I try compare myself, because I still do it, like I think it's human nature to compare yourself to other people, but it's controlling that. It's controlling your thoughts. I like to do it in a way where I start adding humor into it. I add positivity into it. Like, for example, just recently I've seen one of my mates in the gym and he's like big, right? And I'm like, I can't help myself but think, yo, this guy looks good, man. Like, I want to be like I start comparing myself, and then just use banter, like, yo, I'll still beat you in an arm wrestle. So something like that. Just have fun with it, have banter, and just appreciate that it's all about that empathy. It's all about that empathy, and I think that's the key message as well in this video. But it's easier said than done, but just try have a positive mindset when you're comparing yourself to other people, and like understand like it's normal, and usually there's always a backstory in other people's results, so do keep that in mind. So in conclusion, I think it's okay to compare yourself to other people, because it's a great way to see your progress and come from the perspective of appreciating other people's hard efforts, and to sometimes, for me as well, it helps me snap back into reality, because I tend to procrastinate, and sometimes you just need that kick, right? But at the same time, it's unhealthy to compare yourself to other people, and it's really bad if you aren't self-aware that you're doing it in a negative way, if you're somebody who's letting it impact your mental health, and if you're somebody who like doesn't have that empathetic reasoning to why people are getting the results that they are getting. There's always like hard work behind it, or whatever it is, And I think at the end of the day, as a student, right, we are sitting our exams by ourselves. We're going to be in that exam hall alone, right? We might see our mates and stuff, and we might smile to just smile at each other, but like at the end of the day, you're doing that paper. Just pour more of your focus into being the best academic person that you can be. As you're doing that, like, help other people do the same thing. And I think that's a great way to just make friends. That's a great way to help you stay on track, but also help others stay on track, right? I always like to think like, if I'm going up in life, I'd like to bring other people with me, and I think that's a great way to make friends as well. And I think it just makes you enjoy the journey a little bit more, and it helps you enjoy the small things of being a student. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope it was insightful. I hope it was useful. Please give it a like so that other students who are comparing themselves to other people find this video, and by the end of it they feel better about themselves, and they have more of a perspective of, oh, okay, it's okay to compare myself to other people, but make sure like I'm controlling my thoughts, and I just pour my efforts into just being the best academic person that I can be. Appreciate other people's hard efforts, and then move on. And move on. Don't let it impact your mental health. But I hope, yeah, man. I think that's all I've got to say. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, safe.